Get up. You know, you try to get a settle. So we are here for the 4 o'clock game, and we are going to broadcast the game between Xcel Performance Academy, based in Isle of Wight, in the United Kingdom, England, United Kingdom, and they are going to take on Trincity Nationals from Trincity, Trinidad and Tobago in black. So Xcel in blue, Trincity Nationals in black. Trincity Nationals played their first game yesterday against BIM United, and they won 3-1, which is arguably the goal of the tournament so far. And on the top field, at the same time, we will have Wings out of camera view. They will be playing against BIM United, who played Trincity Nationals. This is the first game for Xcel, and let us see how they adjust to the conditions in St. Lucia. Malachi Celestin chases, not able to get his foot on that. Trincity Nationals wearing the black strip of their traditional red, white, and black colors. Celestin does well to keep his men off, puts it inside, and Parks is not able to hold on to it. And now Xcel on the attack. Xcel still on the attack. We're still waiting on our team list. We should have one soon, hopefully. And this is Sadiq driving down the side, and Parks is going to be offside. So Celestin going down the line, looking for a cross. He makes it, he finds his man, and Sadiq behind it. Ooh, flashing of legs. Referee awards a free kick in favor of Xcel. So we are awaiting the team list for Xcel. Neptune holds that one comfortably. We will get the team list for Xcel soon. In the meantime, however, I thought we had the Trincity team list, but we are waiting the team list for both teams. But still very early in this game. The Englishman still, again, as with all teams, adjusting to the field size. Celestin passes it in. It goes over the top, and it will be a corner. So Xcel Academy, we have in goal, Dempsey. Let's take a look at this corner, over the top, and it goes all the way over. Dempsey, number 2 at right back, number 3 centre back, Callum Dai Boulter. We have number 4 at centre back as well, and the captain, Thomas Bruton. Number 12 at left back, Dustin. Number 6 centre midfield, Harry Sainz. Number 8 at centre midfield, Zach Sullivan. Number 10, the central attacking midfield, we have Henderson, Tom Henderson. Number 9 on right wing, Ben Cutts. Number 11 on top, James Ashley. Number 15 at left wing, we have Owen Cuevo. And a very interesting play as the referee calls an indirect free kick for a back pass inside the box. There is nothing Neptune could do about it. Maybe they thought he would control it, but it was a bit too wide for him. And of course, protecting his goal would be his first priority. The referee is calling it back. And Xcel have their first real opportunity with an indirect free kick inside the box. Trincity Nationals are trying to arrange themselves. They're all going to attack, and it goes between them into the goal. And Xcel Academy takes a 1-0 lead in this game out of a miscommunication between the Trent City national players. I don't think it reflects the pace of the game so far, but again, these things can happen in the first few minutes of every game. Bryce Lindsay goes over the top. He looks for Celestin. Celestin is almost, but not quite. This field being a little shorter than normal fields, and it's going to be a throw-in for Xcel. Xcel go up the line, and Emmerich puts it across, but it's in the hands of the keeper, Ed Roberts. Roberts comes outside, passes it line to Cutts. Cutts under pressure from a lot of players, but he does well to get around his man. Riley's up, and good touch by Sadiq. Clever touch, and again, number 10 for Xcel, Tom Henderson, showing some class, and a close call as the striker, Ashley, was not able to put it in. So the keeper goes long, a little too long for Celestin, and behind it calmly is the vice captain, Dempsey, who will see it out. So this game starting off with the intensity that we expected. 1-0 scoreline. Trincity Nationals, not since they've been here, not familiar with being down, but no doubt that will just motivate them to push forward and pressure this Xcel Academy. So Dempsey goes up line, heads it on, Riley's behind it. It comes inside, and a through pass that is cleared out of danger. Riley still behind it. He puts it into the gap and chasing, but they're going to let it run out, and it is going to be an Xcel through in. So now a little skill up front, and Parks goes down, but the referee is not interested. And a through ball by Ashley, but it's back into the safe hands of, safe feet of Neptune, now into his hands. He looks for his option, he looks for Emmerich, and it goes back to the keeper, Roberts. Roberts trying to be clever with his feet, taking on players, Roberts in the back. Risk taker, Roberts, and he gives it up. Emmerich has it. Riley over the top, and they let it bounce for Roberts. Roberts, obviously a striker in an earlier life, decides to show the coach that he is interested in taking players on, and he hopes to get a play up front. Roberts playing it maybe a bit too long for Zach Sullivan, and it will be a throw for Trincity Nationals. They go towards Riley, and the referee is calling a push in Riley's favor, and now the ball will be with Trincity Nationals and is over the top towards Parks. Is again too long for Celestin. Parks had a look, but he decided to leave it, and it was beyond the reach of Malachi Celestin on this left side. Back into the adventurous hands, feet of Roberts. And a nice pass over the top, over Sadiq, and a nice first touch, but Bryce Lindsay behind it, looking for his options. He goes over the top with the outside of his left foot, but Emmerich is not able to put his foot on it. Roberts comes out and meets it. And it is, again, with Xcel, looking for the opportunities under Sadiq. And he heads it into safety. So that is going to be Henderson, who is going to pass the responsibility of the throw into Dempsey. And Ashley has it at his feet. Very skillful Ashley with his feet. Still has it at his feet, showing them his skill. And it's a shot from outside. Is it offside? The referee calling it offside in any event, but still very tricky on the part of Ashley to just make enough room to create an opportunity. But Edwards on that side sort of threw off the winger for Xcel. Now they go over the top. Parks is underneath it. He tries to touch it to Malachi Celestin. Malachi Celestin still has it. He has a look. He goes for a post and it goes over. Nice combination work between Harrison Parks and Celestin. It was a little overhit, but they did well to control it and get a shot off. And it's back at the feet of Roberts. Xcel now approaching it from the left side, and Edwards gets in the way of it. Riley is jockeying, keeping him at bay. Comes over to Anderson, tackle, and now again Emmerich keeps it at his feet. He goes into Riley, comes to Lindsay. Lindsay goes out to Celestin. Celestin keeps it at his feet, protects it well. Not able to get past both players. And it is back at the feet of Dempsey, who passes it to Roberts in the back. He goes long, and it is cleared out. And Parks will leave it, knowing that he was in an offside position. And Roberts goes wide this time. Ashley, very quick with his feet. Ooh, a clever through pass. He caught everybody, including his own teammate, perhaps, Quavo. But a very good pass. The referee allows it to play. Riley underneath it. And now Parks. Riley is approaching. They go out to Celestin. Celestin cuts inside. And nobody sees it. And now they look for Quavo outside. Quavo has it at his feet, and Quavo approaches. He cuts inside a Parks, and he comes across the field. Now Dempsey looking for his option. He keeps it wide. And they remain composed. Comes all the way back into the skipper. It goes into Emsworth's chest. Celestin makes a through pass, a little too long for Parks. And Roberts again has it in his hands. Never know with Roberts if he prefers his hands or his feet. As we have seen, he's talented in both. He goes high and long, and Riley gets a two on it. Nobody has control as yet. You can see under it. Goes out to Riley. Riley goes wide, and there's a challenge. I'm chasing. And Trincity Nationals. Ooh! Good last minute tackle, but Xcel comes out, goes over the top. A nice ball. Is he going to be able to control it? Sadiq is there, tries to make a tackle. Grace Lindsay gets it out of danger and takes a deflection, and Sadiq will do the necessary. Grace Lindsay calls for it. Parks is the man. Parks protects it. Parks scoring a brilliant goal yesterday. Finds Celestin. Celestin is tackled by Dempsey, but he retains possession through a throw-in. And Parks is down, but hopefully not out. but the referee calling for some attention. Trent City Nationals making one or two changes to their starting lineup yesterday. Coach no doubt being aware of the toll that playing in this St. Lucian heat for 3-4 days will take, and he is mixing it up to keep fresh legs so that they can sustain the attack out here. From what we have seen so far, no doubt the players that started today in the form of Omari Flanders and Jonathan Emmerich are more than capable of filling the roles equally as did those that started the first game. So we seem to be back in action. Parks is back up, and Sadiq looks for his options. He comes inside to Omari. Omari takes a touch, maintains control, looks for his foot in. He comes outside to Celestin. And Celestin goes inside. Lindsay has it. Lindsay kicks into the defender. Sadiq is battling Ashley, who is very quick with his feet. And now Sadiq not able to get the better of Ashley. It goes outside, and the defender trying to be clever. Emmerich applying pressure, and now Xcel has control temporarily, but only very temporarily. And Mari tunes in, and now it is back to the feet of Edwards. Edwards brings the player around, cannot get past his man, but they do get the throw in. Coach spurring his players on. Edwards underneath, but he leaves it. Malachi Celestin gets a foot on it, protects it, but Dempsey is not an easy contender in this right back position. And Celestin does well to come back to defend and makes a through pass, but it takes a deflection, and it is going to be a throw-in for Trent City Nationals. And they leave it to Sadiq. Sadiq looking for his options. He goes inside towards Emmerich, and Whiteman is behind it. Whiteman sees goal, and he takes a shot that could pace, but he maybe slipped off the edge of his cleat while shooting. But good look by Whiteman, looking up, seeing an opportunity, and taking it. So Roberts steps back, decides to go long. He goes towards Quavo. And is it kept in? No, it is not kept in. So it will be a throw-in. Edwards takes it. Edwards ushering his men to show up, and Parks under it, but it is going to go back to Trincity Nationals. Edwards inside, gets around him, not able to get around the ball. Park on this occasion, but no doubt there will be others. So the ball back at the feet of Roberts. Trincity Nationals continue to apply pressure. They are one goal down, and they are seeking that first goal, that equalizer. And it is cleared out, and Celestin behind it, but it is going to go for a throw-in for Xcel. You can see the line gets a touch on it, and it is going to go back. Dempsey's going to have a second shot at it. They look for Henderson. Henderson signaling that he wants it, but he decides to go towards Ashley. Comes off of Bryce Lindsay's arm. Not sure if he knew anything about it. But Henderson now standing behind this one. He is signaling to his teammate Dempsey that this belongs to me. Sorry, not Dempsey, in this case, Sullivan. So he's pulled off Sullivan, and he has his eyes set on the skipper coming around the back, Brunton. But it goes up, Edwards is underneath it. Well timed, not out of dangers yet. Riley gets a toe on it, Riley gets a second toe, and he puts Parks through. Parks is chasing, but part-time keeper, full-time striker perhaps, Roberts is equal to the task and comes out and grabs it safely. Good pressure by Riley, getting in there in the second tackle and seeing a through pass that gives his team opportunity. Whiteman underneath, clears it out, and Riley helps it out. Gives his team a few minutes breather as the ball goes out for a throw. Trent City Nationals team from Trent City in Trinidad and Tobago with a rich history in youth football over the years. And this is not their first time out on the international circuit competing, and obviously you could see it in the experience and the way they played the game. It's not unfamiliar. Celestin behind this one. Celestin tries to put it in, but skipper Brunton is behind it, and Dempsey comes in and he leaves it. He tries to hold the tail, but the tail in this instance is a bit too short. More like a mouse tail than a nice long iguana tail that he could have held on to. Dempsey under it, but they leave it for Parks. Parks tries to keep it in, he does, but it's a battle between Parks and Celestin now behind it. Celestin creeps around the skipper Brunton, and he looks at his options, he cuts in, he leaves it for Parks, and he is not able to recover it. Sneaks, tiptoes around Brunton, Malachi Celestin, but he is not able to get the look that he wants to take that right foot and swing it far post. So Roberts, again, tries to find a way past the Trent City National central defense. The referee, linesman raising his flag, but they play on. Emirates, no, it seems that he will stop the play. I'm not sure what was the call there, but the officials are the officials, and their word is the last word. Seems like the ball was not inside of the box. So Roberts, the risk taker, gets a get out of jail card. Dempsey, very competent player, gets it, touches it back to Roberts, who goes long, looking for Henderson. Nice time clearance. Ashley is behind. Ashley gets a swing, not out of danger yet until the linesman steps in and calls a offside. Malachi Celestin, oh, that's the wrong direction. Malachi Celestin changing the stoplight from red to green without informing Dempsey. But the pass just a little too long in this instance. That is going to be no doubt one of the key matchups of this game. Dempsey and Celestin on this left side. Roberts goes long again, Riley beneath it. He's not able to get it. Quavo comes out wide, but it just hits the edge of the bat for cuts, Ben cuts. Celestin over the top looking for Emirates. Comes right in off Grace Lindsay, who's battling with Henderson. Celestin holding two men off for the throw. He goes down the line for Parks, and the referee is now informing them that that belongs to Dempsey. Comes to Henderson, and Grace Lindsay has it at his feet. He plays it inside to Parks, not able to come out. Lindsay to Emirates, trying to be tricky, almost getting it, and there's now breakaway cuts, and it is not able to be kept in, and Dempsey will get another attempt. Looking for Henderson coming and then leaving. Ashley decides to take responsibility, showing his footwork, but in this case the pressure was just a bit too much. And Whiteman is behind it, and he is going to opt to look into the direction of perhaps Parks. Nobody goes short, and they decide to bring it out in a measured manner. Sadiq goes long, Celestin behind it, Celestin remaining calm. Emmerich making the overlap, Celestin still holding it, looking for an option, tries to find Parks, back to Celestin, but the skipper Brunton is there. Grace Lindsay clears it out. It goes across to Omari on the far side, and Edwards perhaps trying to get it to Omari, but Riley able to intervene, and now they are trying to keep the play out, and in fact Riley does so successfully. So Xcel with a throw-in. They touch it in. Emmerich behind it. Over the top. There's a man free in cuts. Sadiq is trying to close. Cuts. It seems to have touched it with his hand, I imagine. Yes. The referee is indicating a handball. And Sadiq. The game stops for a substitution as Coach Jacob Toms makes an early substitution to keep Ashley fit for the rest of the tournament. He makes a change and brings on a new player. Brunton, Lindsay, keeps it at his feet, goes out to Celestin. Celestin goes over the top, and tricky. Roberts always has a new trick up his sleeve. Just taps it with his glove to let the Trincity Nationals attackers know that he's not at all bothered by that. So Dempsey to Cuts. Cuts has two defenders. Sadiq staying close. Henderson over the top. Neptune is underneath, and he grabs it confidently. Neptune quickly to Malachi Celestin. Caught the three defenders. He goes at them. He slows down. Good change of pace, and we know that Malachi Celestin has put his name on that far post. He has been looking at it, waiting for his opportunity, and in this case, a deflection maybe saved Roberts from goal, and Celestin will take the corner. The referee is urging them to, coach is urging them, to go inside, and it now comes out, and it is a race as Xcel down the right side. Dempsey Cuts tries to go across. Omari is behind it, tries to get around his man, but he is just ushered to the billboard, the free kick billboard, Youth Cup. And now Xcel has it again. They try to be clever in bringing it out. Edward says no. And Lindsay has it. He tries to go over the top. And he goes over the top. Is it going to go? And it hits the post. And Parks is denied. Nice pass from Lindsay over the top. But this time, Parks, who scored the goal of the tournament thus far, is not so fortunate. Celestin to Parks. And now Xcel is on the attack. Quavo chases it. Edwards is there. He swings it up the line. Quavo now has it. And Xcel take control. Clever passing. But it is cut out by Trincity Nationals. Riley in charge. Riley tries to find Parks, but he's well covered in the Valley of Roberts. Sitting behind. Celestin intercepts. He tries to find Parks. The referee sees the foul. Was hoping to play the advantage, but calls it back. Celestin is down. We hope he's okay. A good interception from Celestin. The referee seems to have his card out. I don't think Dempsey knows. He did not have a choice there. Had Celestin gotten through there, it would have been a good opportunity for Trincity Nationals. Sadiq charged with the responsibility of the free kick. He has all the taller players at the back post. Parks, Grace Lindsay, Celestine Omari is there, and hopefully he will find one of them. Parks makes a run across. He goes slow, and now Whiteman applies early pressure and does well to keep it out of the half and relieve the pressure of a counter-attack. Nicholas Whiteman, who was, for both games, has played very confident in the back, giving the team a sense of confidence from behind. So this looks like a free kick. Another chance to score with a header. Players lined up at the back post. This time, oh, nice ball. Keeper's behind it. Roberts just wrist feels like it was a little loose, but it did the job. And it's going to be a corner. Lindsay go up the top, who drops in the center. The referee calls for pushing, and Roberts will take control. He goes up the middle, and Henderson is now in control. He's cut out by Sadiq. And this looks like cuts. No, Henderson. Henderson gives it up to Sadiq. Xcel again keeping their legs fresh. The coach is aware it's going to be a long week. Wants players to replenish and come back. Sadiq looking for his options. He goes to Celestine. Celestine controls it. Gets a toe. Celestine still inside. Goes over the top. Well cleared. Lindsay behind it. He goes to Riley. Riley comes outside. Ooh. Ooh. A giveaway by, looks like Ralph perhaps, for Trent City Nationals. Unfortunate, but sometimes them's the breaks, according to the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Boris Johnson. Them's the breaks. So Trent City Nationals now 2 down, but no doubt there is a lot of time to play football, and we know they can produce under pressure. Referee calls a foul after Quavo was made to feel the presence of Isaiah Edwards, and it will be a free kick. Brenton considering going in, but looked over his shoulder at Parks and Celestine up top and decided not to risk it. They decide to go short. They go the line. Henderson gives the ball to an offside player, and it is going to be a offside free kick for Trent City Nationals. Whiteman under it. Whiteman goes over the top. Emmerich is behind it. Omari chasing Henderson. Henderson looking for his option. He wants to take one of his man. He does well. Henderson still has it. Henderson weaving through, keeping possession. He comes across to Quavo. Quavo not able to put his toe on it. Celestine has it now at his feet. He puts it behind Emmerich, and Xcel recover. They go into the deep. Is there enough real estate? Yes, there is. Long touch. What a slide tackle. Sadiq, aware of how nice and soft this turf is, and decided to do what needed to be done to keep the ball out of his 18-yard box. So Dempsey is going to take a throw in, finds Henderson. Henderson keeps it at his feet, goes back to Dempsey. Dempsey to Henderson. Tries to go over the top, but Dempsey did not get the call. His phone was on silent perhaps. So they do get a throw in. They go into Quavo. Quavo tucks it down for Henderson. And now he's being pressured. And Edwards does well to get a toe. Omari chasing. Umari keeping his man out. And it's cleared out towards Parks. Parks not able to get a foot on it. Dempsey chasing. Roberts is there. He calls off Dempsey. And Roberts goes deep to Quavo. And then Xcel still with the ball at their feet. It comes out. Tries a one touch, but well read by Sadiq. Like a book he read 20 years ago. He simply puts his foot out and cuts the pass. Dempsey again. Goes over the top. Nice touch. Nice movement by Henderson. Gets around his man. The cross. Quavo's at the back post. He touches. He flicks around his man. But as usual, Whiteman is where he needs to be when he needs to be. Umari is now behind the ball. It's broken up. Goes over the top. Henderson is behind it. We know he has the talent. But in this case, it comes off of his wrist. I don't think he knew anything about it. But in the end, the official says final. Sadiq is being asked to hold as Xcel makes another change. They have opted to go with a more basketball style rapid change strategy to keep legs fresh. And they are bringing on number 14, Mittler, and number 5, Jarek Jittens. Sadiq goes across the face of the goal, Brenton behind it, and now Edwards keeping his man off. The linesman raises his flag in favor of Edwards. Edwards trying to move quickly, but it's not happening. He allows his team to organize themselves. Then he goes over the top. Parks is behind it. Parks almost celebrates, but it seems like it touched his arm before going in. And the most unconcerned personality you may ever see in goal, in Roberts, simply picks the ball, backs up, and carries on. Roberts now, with his right foot, plays it out on the right flank. Back to Henderson, who no doubt is the playmaker on this team. Clear down. And is the referee going to check him? We're waiting to see. Referee waits a moment and then he decides to stop to check on, I believe that's Riley. Can't see his number, but it looks like Riley on the ground, holding his knee, hopefully just temporarily. And we pause for a hydration break as they attend to Riley. He's up on his feet again. Seems to be okay. Getting his bearings. Experienced trainer, Ricky Hill. Also known by his colleagues as Ricardo Arantes Hills. Middle name Arantes after the Brazilian great Pele. Very experienced trainer, coach, and former player of both Jamaican and British ancestry. Coming out to look after Riley. And now we see Sadiq deciding to go long to look for options. But the likes of Brunton and team have the height advantage perhaps, other than Riley. And Henderson trying to find his man, but he does not. The referee decides to play on. And now Celestin has it. Celestin has it at his feet, very tricky. Plays it across. Brenton has it. Brenton kicks it out to safety. Celestin very, very clever with his feet. But more importantly, his ability to change pace like a rally car driver, speeding up and slowing down to throw off his defenders. And Emirates was under it, but it is not enough to get past Roberts in this case. Who goes long? Quavo. And he's not going to get past Edwards this time. And it's going to be a throw. So Xcel with a long throw. A lot of players behind it. Bryce Lindsay gets his head on it. Whiteman keeping his eye on it and doing well as usual. Celestin creeps around his man. Coach urges him to keep going. It's up in the air. It's a defeat of Quavo. Now at Henderson. Back to Quavo. Out by Bryce Lindsay. And it goes out wide. And it is going to be halftime here in this encounter. The first for Xcel Academy from Isle of Wight in England, United Kingdom, and Trincity Nationals in the unfamiliar position of being 2 goals down. But a very competitive half of football, a lot of chances on both ends, both teams equally matched, and no doubt we are 40 minutes away from what can still be an unpredictable outcome. So we take a short break and enjoy the cool breeze while we wait on the players to rehydrate and come back out here to give us another entertaining half of football in the Free Kick Youth Cup St. Lucia.
bring stuff to set up for you, but they bring anything, so. They could put out them boys, you know?
Huh?
They could put out them boys.
So, as you know, we are now at 2-1. Trent City Nationals, a few minutes ago, were able to claw back a goal. A wonderful strike from Omari. Well, you know, when you're a goal scorer, we have to call your full name, Omari Flanders. I've been referring to him as Omari. Macalakai Celestin, Trincity trying to play it on the ground. Celestin maybe going a little long for this field. And Roberts has the ball safely in his hand. Roberts opting for a cap this half to protect his vision from the sun. And Neptune is going to start the play. He's going to pass duties to Whiteman. Whiteman goes towards Omari. I'm right under it. And they go all the way over. Sadiq just leaves it and will accept responsibilities instead for the throw. On that occasion, Ajani, he pull it behind it. He pull it, having a very positive impact for Xcel since coming on. Creating a lot of problems early on the right side, now on the left side. And now we see Celestin away. Changing pace, he stops, he strikes, and very casually, as if reaching down to tie his shoelace, Roberts, very different character, reaches to get an arm to it. So Celestin looking for his corner, it's up, and it doesn't get past Brunton. Brunton still with it. Comes out, Omari chasing, and it's not going to be kept in. And Omari leaves it for Edwards. No, he takes it himself. He goes for Parks, and referee calls a handball. We saw it here. Very unfortunate. He did not know anything about it. That looks like Henderson. No, it's not Henderson. He did not know anything about it. Could be cuts. We'll have to see. No, it was Dempsey, in fact. And Kaleem Prince, who very calmly scored yesterday's penalty, will now take on Roberts in goal. And Prince, smothered by the confidence, Grace Lindsay with the rebound, not able to get past. And this Roberts is a peculiar personality, such an odd demeanor, as with many keepers, but he kept his eye on it, read it, and simply patted it away. Roberts, there's a lot more under the engine in this young man that he is exposing. So he goes long now with his right foot, and behind it is Riley. Riley advances, looks at his options. Whoever comes in with a slight tackle and wins it. But Riley is unrelenting, and he keeps them at bay. Referee awaiting the change, and we are going to see the likes of Jovan Gomes come on for the goal scorer Omari. And first touch as he comes on by nice ball across, but again Roberts is there, he read it well, could have done a little bit better perhaps, but in the end it does the job, and he decides to go long. It goes over Edwards, a bit unorthodox control by Henderson that does not work as he envisioned, and Whiteman is looking for his options. He looks towards Emirates, he looks towards Kaleem, it's going towards Park's jump, but he's not going to get it. Lindsay passes it to Jovan Gomes, to Riley. Riley comes out. Kaleem Prince turns into his man, and Roberts taking control of the box calmly as he does. And it's out to Dempsey. Lindsay has it. He intercepts. It goes back. And now Kaleem Prince has it. Lindsay kicks it out over the top. It's going to fall for Parks, who puts it at the feet of Celestin. Celestin changing gears as he is accustomed. Good pass, but seems to Prince was not able to adjust, and Celestin following his own pass. And Roberts takes control again in the back. It's high. Quavo is under it. Edwards. Whiteman calmly puts it out. Jovan Gomes not able to get it, but Whiteman gives it up but works back for it. Very, and he again gets his foot in the right place at the right time. Very rare to see Whiteman make an errant pass or missed tackle, but he wins it back. Good skill from Henderson, but he won't get past Edwards, and Edwards is relentless. He is showing Henderson that he is not willing to go silently into the night. Henderson, a player with a lot of skill on this Xcel team. He has definitely been the showrunner for the boys in blue. Edwards looking for options. There's a swarm of blue around Kaleem Prince, and Quavo heads it out. Edwards is going to get a second chance further upfield. Hopefully the swarm of blue will be not so swarmy this time. Kaleem Prince is first option. Lindsay comes. They go into Celestin. They try to get to Parks. It's back out. Jovan Gomes on a flick header, and very unusual to see full-time striker, part-time goalkeeper Roberts look uncertain with his arms. Nice touch by Sadiq. He goes down. Linesman raises his flag and awards a penalty. The referee seems to have been uncertain for a moment as Sadiq tiptoed around his man, but in the end, Sadiq did the job. He was infringed, and second penalty awarded here for Trincity Nationals. They had a chance to equalize it a moment ago, but Roberts denied Prince, and now it is going to be Celestin to try to get past him, and he does. Malachi Celestin registers his first goal for the game, and what an essential goal it is. Celestin being one of the players in this game who has terrorized the Xcel players with his change of pace, stopping, going forward, going back. You never know where he's going to go, and it has proven to be difficult. Under this one is Riley. Riley heads it out of danger. And Dempsey is going to do the honors. He comes into Henderson. Henderson goes back to Dempsey, but Dempsey is simply not that tall. They go into Parks. Parks waits, and he tries to find Celestin, but Dempsey interrupts it. And Trincity Nationals are going to be awarded with a throw-in. Sadiq loves to take a long throw. And who is he going to find? He goes to Gomes. Gomes has it at his feet. Gomes goes back post, and Edwards is behind it. Edwards still chasing, but Roberts does what Roberts does and puts his arms out and says to the ball, "Come to me." So Roberts has the ball at his feet once again. Tries to put it towards Hippolyte, and the ball goes out. That is, in fact, not Hippolyte. And Parks tries to find Celestin on the back post, but just played it a little long with his left foot. Roberts goes towards Henderson, who's going to need longer legs to get that, and the referee seems to be, I'm not quite sure, but seems to be calling a free kick outside the box, indicating that Roberts, the linesman, indicated to him that Roberts came out of the box when the ball was in his hand, and this should be a direct free kick, because that would have been effectively a handball as Roberts came out of the box, and it is going to be a direct free kick for Trincity Nationals, and perhaps an opportunity to take the lead in this game. Behind the ball, we have Celestin, Parks, and Sadiq, all deciding their angles, trajectory, wind speed, all the factors involved to put this ball back in the back of the net. And it's going to be Celestin who goes up in the top corner and scores. Celestin brings them back with a double, puts it up. A lot of trickery. The Trincity national teams are celebrating what is a very well fought comeback by these boys here in black, led by Celestin. Admittedly, he perhaps had some help with Parks and Sadiq running off the ball. All three players able of putting it in the back of the net and perhaps throwing off the wall and the defense. And Celestin has it at his feet again. He looks for Parks, and Parks is going to get it, and he goes wide. For a second, it looked like it would have been 4-2. Celestin is in the mood. In the mood this afternoon. He has scored two very important goals, the second being a beauty of a free kick, and he is tackling, he is running, he is changing gears, changing speed. He is doing it all from the left side, and he is giving Trincity Nationals the confidence that they are looking for as they take hold of this game. Neptune puts it a bit too wide for Gomes, and Agio, referee calls it in favor. Henderson, the leader, and he kicks it out. Roberts is behind it. Parks is chasing. Celestin is chasing. It comes out. Riley skips through. Riley looking for his options. He doesn't. Looking for somebody to make that back post run, but does not do it. And the linesman has raised his flag. And it's going to be Celestin to kick it. And Riley, Grice, Lindsay, Edwards all going up. But they decide to go short and then come over the top. And it comes all the way at the back post for Prince, who is not able to put his foot on it. And now it is going to be advantage Xcel. Ooh, clever touch by the number 5 player for Xcel to put it in the path of Henderson. This game now starting to get momentum. Both teams, ignited by the last 2 goals. Xcel wanting to claw back a goal, having taken the earlier lead, and Trent City Nationals feeling an adrenaline rush from those 2 Malachi Celestin goals, or Celestin doubles. Doubles from Celestin's doubles in Trinidad and Tobago. Very popular dish, doubles. All the Trinidadians here in Gros-Islet will know that. And on this occasion, Celestin being the one to serve the doubles with heavy pepper, as we say. And Gomes has a look. Everyone now feeding off of the confidence of today's doubles man, Celestin. And Trincity Nationals now getting in a comfortable groove, as we saw yesterday. When this team starts to play with confidence, it becomes very difficult to beat them. But let's see how it goes. Rice Lindsay fighting up, runs into Dempsey, and is awarded with a throw-in. Sadiq, given the responsibility, Sadiq tries to find Celestin, but Dempsey, very clever, popping around him. And it is going to be a throw-in. Dempsey is going to take responsibility for it. Sadiq puts out his leg to help it out the door. And you have to wonder if the dish of doubles today served in St. Lucia by Celestin is something that the Englishmen, St. Lucians, and Tegans know of. Traditional East Indian dish. Ooh! Henderson loses his footing for the first time, so Celestin has it. He loses his footing too, managed to pass it outside, goes over the top, and Parks is behind it. It's not going to have enough gas, and it goes into the official's tent. Whiteman chases it. Trincity Nationals being urged by their coach to stay calm for the balance of this game. And Edwards looks for his options. He wants to go up the line, but no. There's a swarm of blue again. He continues to creep, and the referee pulls him back. And he goes up the line. It's into Riley and just hits off his chicken wing. And it will be a handball for Xcel Academy. Boys from Isle of Wight, perhaps maybe unfamiliar with these conditions. 28.75 degrees in Gros-Islet at this moment. Quavo tries to make a pass inside to Henderson, unsuccessfully so. Grice Lindsay hits it out. Now They go over the top. Neptune is behind it and catches it comfortably. And puts his body on it just to make sure that the ball does not get away. Dempsey doing Dempsey and sliding it out to safety. Very, very competent wing back. Ball comes into Prince. Prince tries to touch it on. The boys of Trent City Nationals call for a handball. I do not know if Brenton knew anything about that. Referee says play on. Neptune being a bit patient, maybe a bit too patient. And he is now holding the back of his head. We hope is okay. The coach calls for assistance. One always has to be careful with head trauma. Under any circumstance in these games, the trainers approach him. They are waiting for the referee to signal them. The referee is now giving them the okay to come on the field to take a look at Neptune, who is still down, has his hand on his head. Very experienced trainer here, physical trainer in Ricardo Arantes Hill, Ricky Hill, as he is known as in England and the United States of America. Looking at Neptune, making sure he's okay. Probably asking a few cursory questions. Neptune is up on his feet, which is a good sign. He holds his head. Seems he's able to shake it off. This game, of course, taking a toll, no doubt, on these boys who played a hard-fought 3-1 win against BIM yesterday and are back out here for another 40 minutes. And there's a collision. There is a collision, an unexpected collision, unfortunately, between Malachi Celestin, who is down. He went to the sidelines for water, and while running back on, I think Neptune had eyes on him, and it is a head-to-head collision. Neither player seen each other as they accidentally ran into one another. Very unfortunate, nobody's fault, but of course, head-to-head butt is not anything that anyone wishes on their worst enemy. So Celestin is back up, and both players, in fact, are not fully up, but it seems that hopefully Celestin's shirt is off. Not a good sign. He comes off. His shirt now is off. His shoulder, which was strapped, is going to require some attention, a secret that he perhaps was hiding from the opposition. No one knew that he was experiencing any discomfort or ailment with his shoulder, but the technical staff of Trincity National just sprays it a bit to numb any pain. Meanwhile, Grooms decides to rip up the left-right side, and he puts a cross all the way over to Prince. Prince trying to get around his man. She does so, and he looks for Gomes. Gomes has it as his toe, but he's not able to push past Dempsey. So they go long, and not sure what the price of real estate is on the Isle of Wight, but here it is too expensive for them to buy that strip of land to keep that ball in play. So it is going to go back to Neptune, who puts it to Whiteman. Seemed risky, but he was successful. He's down. The referee is playing on. Sadiq comes and then pulls back, and Sadiq down again. He takes a risk. Whiteman is still down. I'm not sure if anybody's seen him. Perhaps too important a player in the central defense to be down while Trincity National School is under attack. So the referee allows them leave to attend to him.
Andres, I don't know. I just don't know. I know I'm supposed to know everything, but right now, I say. Trinidad. St. Vincent. This is Haiti.
And on the top field in the meantime, we're hearing the roar of, I believe, Wings. Wings, if you're listening in from Antigua, Wings just had a nice attempt on goal. Meanwhile, back here, Whiteman is slowly walking off. No doubt his teammates and supporters are hoping that he's able to come back on. He has been a key figure in the back, very calm, very composed for Trincity Nationals. Still experiencing some discomfort. Christ Lindsay has come back in his spot temporarily. Celestin goes out wide, but oh, he keeps it in. No, he does not keep it in. Parks tries to keep that one in, but he does not. Whiteman and the training staff still looking at his injury on the sideline. Trincity National is down to 10 men temporarily. Quavo leaves it for Harrison. Harrison flicks it over. Very, very deceptively. Whiteman is back on. The coach calls him not to infringe. And Quavo sneaks around him. It goes inside and ball. It is a bizarre goal. Quavo applying pressure. Ball takes a very, very awkward deflection and hits two players and goes into Neptune's goal. I'm not sure he knew anything about it. There's nothing anyone could do once it took that second deflection. And Trincity Nationals find themselves in a position where they now have to pick back up that earlier momentum. Riley comes outside to Edwards. Edwards goes long to Gomes. Gomes touches it down, but it's broken up. Christ Lindsay with Henderson. Henderson again, still on the ball. Henderson takes his time. He goes around Sadiq. He puts it in. A nice stop by Christ Lindsay. That was otherwise a very, very good shot from Xcel. It had eyes on goal. But it was intercepted by Grace Lindsay, and it relieved Neptune of being called into action. So ball still not out of danger, still in the danger area. Riley gets it up, and now they're being pushed back, but they still have possession. Edwards interrupts. Edwards again. It goes to Celestin. Dempsey is behind him. They are battling. Celestin bends the corner, but it is cleared out. It's up in the air. Whiteman is behind it, and he does what Whiteman does best and keeps it out of the danger zone. Whiteman seems to be 100% again. Two men on him, and he was able to do the business. Anderson trying to take control as he does, but now Celestin has it. Celestin tries to go around. Very good idea. Just needed a little more spin on it for it to get out to Gomes. And now Quavo, not quite that tall to be able to control that pass from Roberts. Edwards down the line towards Celestin. It's interrupted. Grace Lindsay heads it. And now it's a defeat of Parks. Parks does a little footwork. If it bounces, it could be problems. But of course, Roberts, calm as you like, carry on. Dempsey is behind it. Dempsey, a bit of trickery. Not quite successful on this occasion. But we always love when these kids take some chances in this 2022 Free Kick Youth Cup in St. Lucia. Referee calls a free kick in favor of Xcel. Xcel pushing for that goal. They had a fire lit after scoring that goal. Seems like Xcel came to St. Lucia or visited what we call a Obiaman. Some of the goals that they have scored were very, very unique goals. And they have consulted with St. Lucia's local Obiaman to perhaps assist as needed to make up for the very unfamiliar weather that they're facing here at 28.75 degrees in Grosile, St. Lucia. The Englishmen not typically accustomed to this sort of weather, but they are well within it today in today's game. Brunton gets it out. Grace Lindsay to Celestin. Celestin, ball has stuck to his thigh as he goes around. He changes direction. This is what he does best. And it's not going to get past Roberts on this occasion, but good work from Celestin, obviously still motivated to get his hat trick here today. Roberts goes long. Sadiq is underneath it, and it comes out to Parks. So there's a lot of space. Parks goes over the top. Celestin is there. Dempsey is terrorizing him. Staying close. Malachi Celestin not able on this occasion to get past Dempsey, who puts it out for a corner that most likely will be kicked in by Prince. All the tall players going in, and he drives it low. Bryce Lindsay's behind it. He swings and it comes off the back of Dempsey, and an audacious overhead kick attempt by Sadiq. Not afraid, never afraid Sadiq to try new things out here on the field. Whatever he thinks will catch the opposition off guard. Sadiq has shown he is competent both in defending as well as attacking. So no surprising that he is willing to take a risk once in a while. So it's Roberts getting it out on the right side. Well held up. It goes back to Dempsey, who comes inside to Henderson, who leaves it. Riley interrupts. Parks isn't able to get to it. They come inside, and a rocket by Xcel. This player's number not on the list, so I'm not able to credit him, but you witnessed it yourself. Had he kept it down, it could have been problems. The Trent City national players, one or two of them starting to feel the impact of playing now the second game 2 days in a row. Cramp starting to set in, dehydration, muscles. In this case is Edwards, who really has been doing human service. Isaiah Edwards, very difficult player to get past in that right back position. He terrorizes attackers, anyone who dares to venture down that side. And of course, in the end, the muscles would take some toll, and he requires some assistance to get back up, get back on his feet, and do what needs to be done. So, Trincity Nationals about to defend. Henderson behind it. Edwards has to come off, unfortunately. Henderson sweeps it in, a nifty who is still in danger and is finally cleared out by none other than Whiteman. Saves the day. That was a close call. Whiteman finally able to get it out. Whiteman, perhaps an ambulance driver in a past life, taking his team to safety. And Trent City Nationals are going to try to launch an attack. They go through Prince. It's up in the air. Get it back out. Dempsey is underneath. It's back out to Celestin, who controls. He loses footing momentarily, and now he puts a through pass. Parks is behind it, and he strikes. It splices off and goes wide. Them's the bricks. Nice attack. Celestin losing his footing and recovering very quickly. Mashing the clutch. Finding second gear. Mashing the accelerator and leaving his man in the dust. So Xcel back into it. Grace Lindsay under it. He plays it wide to Celestin. Celestin and Dempsey, one of the duels of this game. Dempsey is not an easy contender, but neither is Celestin. Celestin takes him for a run. It's out to Grace Lindsay. Grace Lindsay interrupted by the skipper, Brunton, who saved his team perhaps on that occasion, Brunton, from Grace Lindsay's shot. Nice work by Trincity Nationals. Kaleem Prince is going to take this. Everybody is going up now. Everybody is going up for Trincity Nationals. They crowd in the box. They want a goal. Will they get it? It goes high. It goes to the back post. A little too high. And it is going to go out for a throw. Riley not able to get it. Gomes covering well. Quavo not allowed to pass by Gomes. Gomes doing what needs to be done to prevent the attack, but now it's quickly back on, and it's at the feet of Henderson, who can be dangerous, and it still is alive, and again guided out by Whiteman, who is not going to give this team any opportunity to get at his keeper easily, but they will have a corner. Very, very well contested game between these two teams. And it is going to be Henderson, the showrunner for Xcel, who is going to try to find a way in. It's up. Edwards on it. The players appeal. The referee had good eyes on it, and he is not entertaining it. Gomes, in the meanwhile, tries to cut in his man. And similarly, the defense does well. Parks gets a toe to it. And Sadiq interrupts it, but he has now called it in favor of Xcel. Coach urging the Xcel players, Jacob Toms, to cover the middle. Believes they're penetrating too much. This one going very deep. Will it be held in? Yes, no. Yes, no, yes. No, no. The final answer is no. It will not be held in. Very, very close call. Feel tight down in that corner, and will this be only the second tie of the tournament so far? The team share points. Whiteman kicks it up, and it is going to be the last kick of the game. These two teams hugging each other in good spirits, both of them aware of the excitement, the competitiveness, both of them showing very good sportsmanship out here, taking each other in arms. They both appreciate the competition. A very exciting game. It could have gone any way, and it really was, in the end, a battle between Malachi Celestin's relentlessness and Xcel Academy's, some may say, Obiaman. But Xcel showed a different style of football. The Englishman, very, very confident, strong on the ball, very technical. They took the opportunities and they were rewarded for it. And you cannot take anything away from them. And they will be back again to, no doubt, test some of the other regional teams in this tournament. They start their campaign with 3 points, and they will, with 1 point, and they will face next in the tournament, I believe it is Viewfort, who will be a test. So on this field, that is the second game and the end of the games for today. On the top field, out of camera view, we would still have Wings and BIM finishing their second half. So well contested game, both teams finishing 3 goals apiece, sharing the points and sharing camaraderie at the end in good spirits. And we look forward to more of this competition in tomorrow's schedule. Please be sure to like and subscribe for alerts for when the games are going to be shown. Check Facebook for the schedule updates, standings updates, and if you are not aware of the schedule, it is also posted there. There are also leading goal scorers, and at the end of the week you will see a highlight of some of the goals of the tournament. I believe so far we've only had 1 game without goals, and this was the one before this between Little Haiti and Vinci Ballers. It's been a very, very exciting tournament, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow at 2 p.m.